Hello, families. I'm Tara Grings, Vice Principal at Maricosta High School, and I'm here to talk to you about our student information system, Aeries. First of all, I'm looking at a cheat sheet that I created for families, which houses all of the technology that we use at Costa. And each little section shows what the purpose of the tech tool serves, as well as how students and families can access it. So hopefully you are referencing this and you are finding it useful. But let's talk about Aeries specifically. So what is Aeries? Well, Aeries is our school district's student information system. This is where we store parent and emergency contact information, student schedules, progress reports for students, final grades, and transcripts, and honestly, so much more. And although teachers may do detailed grading of assignments in things like Google Classroom, all official and final grades will post to Aeries. So I wanted to show you how to access Aeries and what that process looks like. So first of all, the Aeries portal for parents and for students is exactly the same. So you'll go to this funky URL, mbusd.asp.aeries.net. And it will pull you to the Manhattan Beach Unified School District's Aeries Student Information System login page. From there, parents can enter the email that they use to enroll their student or child, or students can log in using their MBUSD apps email accounts. Since I happen to be a parent in the Manhattan Beach Unified School District, I'm going to go on and log in as myself. And I'm going to click sign in. You may receive this pop-up if you are like me and you can't remember your password. But don't fear, if you can't remember your password, all you need to do is click the link down here that says forgot password. From there, Aeries will prompt you to enter your email address. If you're a parent, you'll need to enter the parent's email address that was used when the student was enrolled. That's when you fill out that online verification form for Aeries. So that email does need to get entered here. Or if you're a student, you're going to enter your MBUSD apps account. And then you'll click next. And what Aeries will do is they're going to send you a verification email. The domain will be do-not-reply@mbusd.org. And it's going to send you a link to have you prompted to some follow-up steps to reset your password. Rather than signing into my own personal account, I am going to take you to the Aeries demo site. Where the features are the same, but all student identities are kept hidden. So these are fake people, fake students. This is just a demo site, but I'm going to show you some of the features that are here for parents and students. When you first log into Aeries, you will be brought to the student profile page. And the profile page generally looks like this. It'll have a class summary section. The class summary section is just at a glance the student's current schedule. You'll see the periods that the student has, as well as course titles, teacher names, and the teacher room numbers. There's also this field called grade book, which I will talk about in a second. You'll see a mark column, the grade that the student is currently earning in that teacher's grade book. You'll see a section called trend that has some extra details. You'll see a section of missing assignments. This column here shows the student's attendance for the past 5 days. So right when you log into Aeries as a parent or student, you can see at a glance your student's attendance for the past 5 days. You'll see a column that says website. So those are the main columns I wanted to bring to your attention. I think the period, the course, and the teacher and the room number are pretty self-explanatory. The grade books I wanted you to see are hyperlinked, so as a parent, you can actually click on the grade book and go in and see what your child is earning in that class specifically. So when I click on it, my son Alan, this make-believe person, I can go in and see some detailed information about assignments that he's turning in or that he's turned in. I can see that he turned in a homework assignment here. I can see the score that he received, 10 out of 10. I can see the date it was completed, the date it was assigned. Down here, teachers can provide details about the assignment, and families can see those details. So I can see that this student was supposed to read Chapter 9, Section 1 on Jacksonian democracy, the pages, so forth and so on. So if this had a big 0 next to it, meaning that he didn't do it, or for example, this assignment where he got a 9 out of 10, or this assignment where he got a 44 out of 50, I could probably have a conversation with my child and say, hey, what's going on with the age of Jackson? What are you missing? What don't you understand? How can I help you? So that's a really helpful feature. I'm going to navigate back now to the profile page. And I wanted to talk about this mark here. So this is a snapshot of this teacher, Mr. Acosta, his live gradebook. It doesn't mean that my child is going to ultimately end the class with this grade. It just means right now, at the moment that I'm looking at this dashboard, he is currently earning a 91.7. So there's kind of a blessing and a curse that comes with seeing the teacher's live grade book. Maybe the teacher is in the middle of grading papers. Maybe the teacher just created an assignment and is inputting assignments, and your child hasn't, that teacher hasn't come across your child's paper yet. Also, maybe the teacher is behind on grading, or maybe this student just turned in a whole bunch of late work and we're waiting for that teacher to grade it. There's so many unknowns that this is more just information for you to use, maybe to initiate conversations with your student. But I just want you to know, as parents, it doesn't tell the whole story, right? And so in distance learning, teachers will be updating their grades much more frequently, especially as part of some of the new legislation that was offered by our state. But still, you want to make sure that you're getting, as a parent, you're getting the whole picture. This details section right here is kind of unique. It does show a graph trend of your students' assignments and what they're scoring. So that's kind of a unique feature in Aeries if you're interested in that kind of thing. This is also a nice feature where it shows any missing assignments. Studies show that students that are diligent about turning in their work are going to be getting the content, and depending on the subject, they generally do well, they do better. So this is a great feature for you to say, hey, do you have any missing work? And the student, of course, says no, but you can pull up this dashboard and say, actually, you've got a missing assignment in Mr. Acosta's class. This little section here shows the attendance, and I think that's really helpful to see. If you know your child wasn't absent all week long and you're showing a letter A for an absence, then that's definitely something to bring to your students' attention. And then the last thing I wanted to show you in this dashboard view is this website column. Here, if the teacher has linked their Google Classroom to Aeries, which we are encouraging teachers to do this year, then the student should be able to navigate directly to Google Classroom by clicking this link. I'm not going to click it because it's going to take me out of the Aeries demo site, but by clicking it, that student would be able to access their Google Classroom right away. Sometimes right here, it'll actually even show the join code for the Google Classroom, although I haven't checked that personally yet, but I believe it does. There will be at the top a grades tab that students and parents can click on. And in that section, they'll see a heading that says gradebook details, report card history, and grades, and even transcripts. So those are some of the ones I want to talk about. So the gradebook we already kind of covered. That is going to show the family and the student the live gradebook of the teacher. And I'm going to see at a glance what my child is currently earning. If I see this D, I'm going to freak out because I think that's not an acceptable grade for my student. But I'm going to take a step back and realize that this is just what they're earning right now. It is not on their permanent transcript. It's not going to be seen by colleges. It's just internally their work in progress at the moment. So I would click on that class and see the details as to why this student is doing so poorly. And then I would have conversations with my student. Okay, you got a 0 out of 10 on the chapter 1 questions. Can you make those up? What can I help you with? Those kinds of conversations. The next thing I wanted to show you, in addition to grade book, is actual grades. I want to reiterate, families oftentimes mix these two tabs up. They will go to the gradebook tab and they will think that these are my child's permanent and final grades. And that is just not true. To see your child's grades, you're actually going to go down to where it says transcripts, and that's the only thing that would be seen by colleges or that would be actually permanent. This grades tab, though, allows me to see progress reporting periods. So back in the days of yore, when you and I were in school, we used to get progress report cards mailed home. Those progress report cards no longer get mailed home. They are just posted to the grades tab in Aeries. So those progress report cards are no longer sent home. They live in this grades tab. So what happens is we call them different grading periods. This is a demo site that has a first quarter, first semester, third quarter, second semester. In our actual Aeries system, we have something similar, although we have quarters, we break them up in 4 quarters. But what we look at as far as the permanent grade period is just the first semester grade period and the second semester grade period. Everything else is just a progress. So if we're only in the first quarter and my student earned these grades, I might freak out because they got a D+, but I have to remember that this is just a progress reporting period. It's not until we get to the first semester that I should really be too troubled or alarmed. Of course, I'm going to redirect my student and get them back on track, but I don't have to call the office and freak out because it's not a permanent grade. The last thing I wanted to show you is the transcript tab. Transcripts are permanent. They do get sent out to colleges, and so it is very important for students. Really, students should be getting into the habit of checking their transcripts, but I know especially our freshman class that parents need to help them. And that's going to look at the student's course history. Sometimes this will go all the way back to Penny Camp Elementary or MBMS. But what we're looking at, of course, is the high school field. This is a demo site, so this is Screaming Eagle High School, but you would see Miracosta High School, for example, and you would take a look at those marks, and these are the grades that colleges would see. Colleges would also see summer school grades if a student took summer school, and then they would see so forth and so on, the remaining school years. So I hope this was helpful. Aeries is a really great student information system. It does hold a lot of our crucial information, and it serves as an internal communication system for our school and for our students. So it's very important that families and students are checking Aeries frequently and making sure that they are on track. Thanks so much for watching.